It's a bit of a crowded lot, so I had to scrap some of my exterior footage. North Grand Mall is not quite dead yet out here in Ames, Iowa. And before you ask, no, Ames, Iowa did not have an Ames discount store. Although I do believe this was a sister mall to the Muscatine Mall, which we might see in the future, as the layouts do seem to mimic one another. To a degree. Come have a walk around, and in the future I'll show you what I mean. I was unable to determine an official opening date for the North Grand Mall. An April 1971 paper from the Des Moines Register would tout Iowa's newest shopping centers, the North Grand Mall being one such center, as it boasted about Sears, Yonkers, JCPenney, and Woolworth. However, I was able to find mentions about this place going back a year before in the form of the North Grand Shopping Center. It's a bit muddy, and I was just unable to find that date. It was, however, developed by General Growth Properties, whom developed many other properties across Iowa. Another paper from 1989 shows that the mall was sold to Aetna Life Insurance based out of Connecticut in August 1980. And in '89, it was announced that the North Grand was undergoing an effort of remerchandising and remodeling, as well as changing their lease plan out. Now, another old article from the Iowa State Daily in 1999 would start to outline the North Grand Mall losing stores, though mall management was hopeful to see these stores filled in. Let's go over the anchors for a moment. Woolworth would have been gone a long time ago, and very little, if anything, of that place remains. Sears would see its doors close in 2008, and since then, that building has been demolished, and starting in 2013, Kohl's, Pet Supplies Plus, Shoe Carnival, and TJ Maxx now take its place. Well, TJ Maxx used to be there. Now it seems to be gone, and Harbor Freight is expected to take over any day now. In 2016, the mall, under ownership by GK Development at the time, would be sold as the company defaulted on $37 million in loans. The new owners would be sold to a joint venture between three companies based out of Des Moines and Ames. Shortly after they took over, the movie theater that closed in 2014 would reopen once more, and as of the making of this video, it's still going today. However, in September 2018, Yonkers would close, ending their 77-year legacy in Ames as their parent company, Bon-Ton, went under, and this would be a pretty big blow to the mall. In fact, it would hit a lot of smaller Iowa towns hard. Today, the North Grand Mall is still holding out. Yonkers may be gone, but in its place is Planet Fitness, while the rest of the mall seems to retain decent occupancy, hosting a mix of small and large stores. Smaller businesses like Strawberry Patch, the Funky Zebras, or Vintage Vinyl, and then larger chain stores like Trade Home Shoes, GNC, Eddie Bauer, and Buckle. Even Dunham Sports has established a presence at this mall in 2024, though that came after my tour here. It's not the healthiest mall ever, but it's at least still finding tenants, which is a lot better than I can say about other malls out here. It is a decent mall, although I'm really not a big fan of the open ceiling. The center court is decent enough, as is the JCPenney court, but being able to see all the roof rafters and the metal underlay of the roof itself makes me feel like I'm in a warehouse rather than a mall. And this sentiment is felt by others. In fact, for some, it tends to make the mall feel unfinished. I don't mind the dated floors, though. The brown and burnt orange tile contrasts against the off-white tile, and as worn as it is, it doesn't reflect light nearly as harshly as most modernized malls do. The main entrance facade was also overhauled a few years ago, and while it's not my favorite, it's a major improvement over the older one. But all that in mind, as charming as it can be, this interior is about due for an update. One that it might not see. Until next time, Ames, Iowa, this is Doomie Grunt wishing you and your North Grand Mall farewell and good luck in the future.